In this video session, we are going to discuss about introduction to computer. So the your module name is Computer Application Assistant. So the module code is K72S003. Under this module, the initial lectures we are going to discuss about the introduction to the computer. What is computer? So we'll discuss. Computer is an electronic device which is capable of receiving information data in a particular form and performing sequence of operation in accordance with a predetermined. So normally computer is a electronic device so which can be able to get the data as a input. So in a particular format mean that's maybe the binary or video or text or whatever is it. Normally the computer getting the data as a binary format. So then thereafter they are performing several tasks. So based on the predetermined function. So predetermined function mean they have some determined functions in their system. So that's mean while you are installing the operating system or so while you are installing the applications, through that applications they are getting some predetermined functions. So based on that function they will perform the task. So finally they will produce the results. So such as variables, set of procedure instruction program to produce the results in the form as a information signal. So normally they are getting as a data. So finally they are producing signals, information, or maybe the signals as a output. Internet. Internet means of connecting computer to any other computer anywhere in the world via dedicated router server. So internet mean, so this is the network technology to connecting the computer somewhere from to somewhere. So when two computers are connected over the internet, they can send and receive all kind of information such as text, graphics, voice, video and computer programs. Once the computer is connected through the internet, so thereafter computer they can share the things which may be the graphics or voice or maybe video computer programs. So normally internet mean connecting a computer to any other computer anywhere in the world. So we are dedicated routers and the server. So internet not only connecting the computer, so it's also connecting the internet capable devices, whatever is it, mobile phone, tabs, so anything. So any device can able to access the internet. So those devices we can connect throughout the internet. What is Google? So Google's normally everyone's know, so we'll discuss about the Google. So Google is a search engine that can be used to find varieties of information such as website, picture, maps, even or even just answer for the question. So Google is a search engine. So normally through the search engine there are several search engines are available. So out of that nowadays the Google is trending best one. So from that, through this search engine whatever the information you want, those information you can get in through the Google. It's maybe picture, maps, or maybe the question for the answer, or maybe anything if you don't know you can get it through the Google. Especially this is a search engine. Another thing, email. Email is short for electronic mail, similar to a letter. It's sent via the internet to the receiver. So an email address is required to receive the email ID. So normally through the internet you can send the email like the postal mails. So whatever the information you want to pass it to somebody else, you can send it through the email. So if you want to access the email, definitely you want to have the email ID. That's called email address. So this is the unique address for the user. So that's mean there is no any duplicate email address. Once you receive your email received your ID, your same ID anyone can't create again. So some of the people use internet based application and some other user programs their computer to access and store the email. So normally through the browsers also you can run these emails. Other than these, you can use some application to send the receive these emails. So normally mobile devices you are installing the Gmail apps, then the computers we are installing several apps to access the email. So those apps also can able to access these email through that apps. Then what is programming language? So the programming language is formal constructed language designed to communicate instruction to a machine. So normally the programming language means it's already created language to communicate instruction. Whatever the instruction you want to pass to the computer through the programming language, you can send the information to a computer. So normally, so we'll discuss the language mean if you want anything to share to anyone, definitely you want a language. So it's maybe Tamil, Sinhala, English. Likewise there are lots of language are available. So similarly the computer also, if you want to give some messages to add to numbers to display some messages, so definitely you want to give some instruction by using particular these languages. So for the human communication we are having the natural languages. Likewise to communicate the computer or electronic devices, we need to know about the programming languages. So particularly a computer programming language can be used to create the program to control the behavior of the machine. So by using these programming languages we can control the behavior of the electronic devices. For example, C, C++, Java, PHP, C Sharp.net. These are the examples of programming language. Hardware classification. So hardware is just another word for the computer equipment. So normally computer equipment, computer electronic that devices we will call hardware. So it is a physical part of the computer. Though this is the physical part of the computer, even you can touch, you can see that part. So that we can see and touch. All the computer equipments can be grouped into one of the following category. Five categories of the hardware devices. So these are general five categories are available. Under these five categories the computer hardwares are falling down. So one is input, another one is processing, another one is output, storage, finally communication. We'll see one by one. So what is input device? So input device, that's mean any machine that feeds data into computer call input device. So any machine that can able to give the data to the computer is called input device. Example, keyboard is still the primary input device used with the computer. So though normally whatever the data you want to input to the machine, the basic primary input device is the keyboard. So through the keyboard only you can give the instruction or whatever is it input data to the computer. Then mouse. Mouse is the pointing device that allow us to interact with the computer in more effective and graphically way. So by using the mouse, you can touch the items, whatever the available inside the computers, even maybe the buttons, icon, whatever the things. By using the mouse pointer, you can touch. So this is also input device. So while you are using mouse, you are giving the data into the computer. Then scanner. If you want to scan some hard copy of the images, by scanning that one you will get the digital one. So the scanner, so maybe the picture or maybe some letters, official report, you can scan and give as a digital input to the system. So then microphones, the audio voices, if you want to input to the system, definitely you need a microphone. Web cameras, so video input, if you want to pass it through the system, you need a web camera. That's also input device. Then barcode reader. So normally the supermarkets they are using to read the barcode, to identify the barcode. So if you want to send the barcode data to the computer, definitely you need a barcode device, barcode readers. So these are called input devices. Then processing device. These devices process your data, that is raw factors, into the information, something useful to the humans. So normally CPU and motherboards are the processing device. So CPU, central processing unit, is the major processing device. So this is the heart of the computer, the main chip, and that does all the work. So this is the heart of the computer. So whatever the work you can assigned to the computer, so all of the process are done by this processor. Then motherboard is a main circuit board inside the computer. So this is the circuit board connect the all different component inside to the boxes. So normally inside the CPU there is a big board is available, that's called motherboard. Whatever the device you are connecting in the computer, maybe the mouse, pen drive, speakers, random access memory, hard drive, monitor. So whatever is it, if you are connecting any devices, you are connecting through the that motherboard. So definitely they are pinned into the motherboard. So processor or whatever is it. So because of that only it's called motherboard. So main circuit board inside the computer, it is called motherboard or system unit. Then what is output device? Output device, any machine capable of representing information from the computer. So any machine, they can capable of getting information from the computer, they can capable of receiving information from the computer. So that is called output device. So input device mean any device they can feed the data into the computer. So any device they can give the data to the computer is called input device. Any device they can get the data from the computer is called output device. So example, so display screen, the monitor or the computer screen provide us with the immediate output results from the computer. So the monitor is the immediate output, whatever the activities you are doing as an input one, so you are getting suddenly the output through the monitor. So the output device, the monitor is a major device, that's mean display screen is the major device. Then printer, so whatever the soft copy, if you want to get it as a hard copy one, so normally by using the printer you will get the printout. So this is the permanent print copy you can receive from the computer. So likewise the bigger than the printer is called plotter. So by using the by get, if you want to get the graphical output from the computer, so you need a plotter also the category, some category of the printer. So then projector, so projector, if you want to project something on the screen, so bigger size you need a projector, so that's also output device. So then speakers, if you want to get the audio output from the system, the from the computer, you need a speaker, so that is also output device. So these are the devices are example of output devices. Then storage devices. These devices provide the computer with mean of storing what has what it has processed. So whatever the things processed, further if you want to use, you can store. So those are called storage devices. So there are three type of storage devices are available: hard drive, memory, USB drive. So normally the permanent storage is called hard drive. So hard drive is store data and information so that can retrieve it at a later date. So if you want to maybe if you are typing some letter, so if you want to get it later, so if you need that particular letter later date, so you can save it on your hard drive. So it contain lots when the computer is turned off. So this content is not lost. So normally while you are saving on your hard drive, that content is never lost when the computer is power off. So maybe after shutdowning the computer, while you are opening computer again, you can get it from the hard drive. So then memory is the temporary storage. So random access memory, RAM, is kind of memory. So it is the chip inside the computer that store immediate results of the computer processing. Its content is lost when the computer is turned off. So normally, so whatever the activity, so normally when you are opening some applications in the computer, whatever the while you are typing on the computer, until you saved on your hard drive, that's mean while you are clicking that save button or save as button, until that it it will run on the random access memory. That's all temporary storage devices. So if you get sudden power failure, definitely those data will be erased. So these type of are called memory. So this is the temporary storage. So this is a primary storage device. We will discuss those things later. So the random access memory is the primary storage. So while they are having power only, they will have the data. So then finally USB drive. So this is removable storage media. It's mean, so if you want to copy some data to another computer by using this USB storage, you can have the data to another computer. This is the portable storage device. So there are different capacity of USBs are available. So by using these device, you can transfer the data. So these are the storage device available in the computer. RAM. So we are discussing in deep about the random access memory. Random access memory is a type of data storage used in the computer that is generally located on the motherboard. So normally random access memory is located on your motherboard. So this type of memory is volatile. So this is the volatile memory, and all the information that was stored in the random access memory is lost when the computer is turned off. So I discussed earlier also. So this is the primary memory in the computer. It is located on the motherboard. It's called also called volatile memory. So volatile memory means when you are having power only, you can store the data. So normally without power, you can't store the data. While you are getting power failure or power drops, definitely you lost the data from the random access memory. What is volatile memory? Volatile memory is a computer storage that only maintain its data while the device is powered. So normally the volatile memory, so if the data, if your computer is powered only, they will have the data. So most random access memory used as a primary storage in the personal computer as a volatile memory. So there are, we can categorize memories as a two type. One is volatile memory, another one is non-volatile memory. So volatile memory means while you are having the powers only, you can store. While you are getting the power only, so you can store the store the data. So these types of memories are called volatile memory. Then what is non-volatile memory? Non-volatile memory include read-only memory, flash memory, most type of magnetic computer storage devices. Example: hard disk, floppy disk, and magnetic tapes, and optical disk, and earlier computer storage methods such as paper tapes and punch cards. So non-volatile memory mean, so this is without power also you can store the data. So for the long term you can store the data. So these types of memories are called non-volatile memory. So there are examples. So read only memory, rom, flash memory. So most of the magnetic computer storage devices, so the normally to store the data, magnetic parts are we are using as a storage devices: hard disk, floppy disk, magnetic tape, and optical disk. Disk means CD, DVD. So other than this, earlier computer storage methods, some paper tapes, punch cards, also non-volatile memory. So by using these type of memory without power also, you can store the data. communicating device finally. So these device allow computer to communicate with other computer via through some computer networks such as local area network or the internet. So the communicating devices, they are helping to connect the internet, so helping to communicate other computers. Using these devices you can communicate. One is major device network interface card. So this is the computer hardware component that connect the computer to the computer to a computer network. So this is the major device. So while you are having this NICs only, you can get the network access to the computer. Then another one is router. So you are familiar with these names, router. So router is the networking device that forward the data package between the computer networks. So router perform the traffic directing function on the internet. So routers, they are directing a route to the internet. So these type of devices are provided by the internet service provider. So these, by using these you will get the internet connection to a computer. So these basic two devices are important to have the internet connection to your computer. One is network interface card, so it is located on the motherboard. Another one is router. What is computer software? Software is a general term for various kind of program used to operate to the computer and computer related devices. So software is a general term. So there are millions of softwares available. So these are help to run the computer, operate the computer and computer related devices. So the specific need, there are several softwares available. So we'll see some examples of the softwares. Normally internet browsers. So internet browsers mean Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. Likewise, there are lots of browsers are available to browse the internet. Then players to play the videos through the computer. So there are lots of applications available. Here some example: VLC player, Windows Media Players. Then operating system. So there are different types of operating systems are available. Here some example: Mac operating system, Windows XP, Windows 7. So photo and graphics program. So there are some lots of photo editing applications available. Here some example: Adobe Photoshop, Corel Draw. So these are the softwares will help to operate the computer or computer related devices or whatever the your needs. If you want to fulfill your needs using these software, you can get the relevance output. Then software classification. Software tell the computer what to do and how to do. It is without software, a computer is completely useless. So normally software is the things to tell the computer what to do the things, how to do the things. So without the software, there is computer is useless. So there are major two types of softwares are there. One is system software, another one is application software. One is system software, another one is application software. We'll discuss one by one. System software is the software that communicate directly with the computer. It is provide the interface between you and the computer. The software can be divided into three main categories. So system software is the major softwares in the computer. So it is providing the interface between the you and computer. So there are three main type of system softwares are there. One is operating system. So this is the major software in the computer. So then utility software, then language translator. These are the three types of system software. Operating system. An operating system is the most important software that's run on the computer. It's manage the computer memory, process, and all of the software and the hardware. So whatever the things available, software, hardware, whatever the applications running on the computer, so whatever the memory management system, everything controlled by the operating system. So there are Several types of operating systems are available: Windows, Mac, Linux, Unix. So the Windows is mostly user friendly and most of the members are using as a operating system here. Application software. Application software is a software written to be applied to a particular task. So normally to the specific task only they have written some software that's called application softwares, such as creating the text, documents or graphics. These programs are interpreted and runs on the computing system. Application software can be categorized into many types. Here several categories of the popular software. So normally to achieve the specific task only the application softwares are created. So this is running on the operating system. So there are several categories of application softwares are there. So we can categorize like this: word processing, presentation and graphics, spreadsheet, database management, web authoring, browsers. So these type we can classify the application softwares. Web browser. A browser is a software application used to locate, retrieve, and display the content on the World Wide Web, including web pages, images, videos, and other files. So, web browser is a software application used to locate, so the where the data is available. So normally in your computer, normally you are using the Google Chrome or Microsoft Internet Explorer. So while you are open that Google Chrome or Microsoft Internet Explorer, just you are typing particular www dot example.com or maybe exam.com likewise. So first what they are doing, once you type that particular internet that address on your browser, they are locating mean they are locating where that exam or example.com server is available. It's may be available on USA, UK or whatever is it. So they are locating the particular places. So then thereafter they are retrieving the data from that particular server. So they are taking the data from the particular server, then they are displaying on your local computer. So they are displaying whatever the particular content attached with that web address, they are displaying on your screen. So a browser is a software application used to locate, retrieve, and display content on the World Wide Web, including web pages, images, videos, and other files. As a client server model, the browser is a client run on the computer that contact the web server and request the information. So as a client server model, the browser is running on the client computer. They are contacting the web servers to get the they are passing the request to get the information. So that's what I told, located and retrieving. They are giving the information. They are giving the request to take the retrieve the data from the server computer. The web server send the data information back to the web browser. So while they are sending the data information back to the web browser, they are displaying the results on your computer or maybe internet enabled device. Not only the computer, any internet enabled devices they are displaying on the local machine. So there are some examples for the web browsers here: the Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Microsoft Internet Explorer, Apple Safari, and the Opera browsers. So these are the example of the web browsers. Search engines. So I already discussed with these while I am discussing the Google, I discussed the about the search engine, but we'll deeply discuss about that. So search engine are the program that search the document for the specific keyword, and it's returned the list of document where the keyword are found. So search engine is the particular software, so that by using these search engines the keyword based search happen. So normally, so introduction to computer. So while you are typing the introduction to computer on your Google search engine, they are taking whatever the data is available under these keyword, where the website having introduction to computer, PowerPoint presentation, introduction to computer, that PDF, whatever the website having these particular keywords, they are list outing, they are displaying on your screen. So is a search engine is really a general class of programs. However, the terms often to use to specifically describe the system like Google, Bing, and Yahoo. So search engine is the kind of program. So these normally describe the system like Google, Bing, Yahoo. So these are the example of the search engine. So worldwide document, there are several documents, website, web related things are available. By using these search engines, you can get the information as an organized way. These are the example of the search engines. Website, a site location on the World Wide Web. Each website contain a home page, which is the first document users see when they enter the site. So website is a particular worldwide web server having some particular page that's called website. So when the user type that particular website address, they will retrieve the home page of they can see the home page of the website. The site might also contain additional document, not only the home page, they will contain additional documents and files, each site owned and managed by the individual company or organization. So every site managed, organized by the individual, the particular person, the business people, individual people, or maybe the organization, or maybe the academic institutes likewise. So the website mean, so a site on the world wide web is called website. So the particular site on the world wide web is called website. So while you are accessing the website, they will display the home page on your desktop computer or mobile phone. Web page. A document on the World Wide Web. Every web page is identified by the unique URL, so uniform resource located. That means URL. So all the collection of web pages also refer as the website. So normally particular page, every page of on the website is called web page. So um, examination, so there are some examination website, so you can get your registration, that is one of the page. You can see the institutions, whatever the institution under that particular examination, you can see the institution, so the timetable. Likewise, there are several pages are available. The combination of all the web pages is also called website. So the collection of the web pages is called website. So you can see here several web pages they are containing. So altogether, all web pages collection is called website. So uniform resource located, URL. So URL is the abbreviation of uniform resource located. So and it is defined as a global address of the document. So and the resource on the World Wide Web. To visit the website, for example, you will go to the URL www.ucj.ac.lk. So altogether, this address is called URL, Uniform Resource Located, where the resource is available on your World Wide Web. So it's called URL. So this is the web address. Normally, you can call URL. Then IP address, internet protocol address. So IP address is short for internet protocol address. So an IP address is identifier for your computer or device on the TCP IP network. So IP address, so while you are entering your network, definitely you want to have the IP address. So normally you can define your address, or maybe it will be defined by automatical manner. So without IP address you can access the internet. So networks using the TCP IP protocols route message based on the IP address of the destination. So normally by using this IP address only you can send the message to the destination. So contrast with the IP which specifies the format of the package, also called datagram, and the addressing schema. So normally by this address only having the how the packet is delivered, where the packets wanted, the particular data packets want to deliver. So those things are registered with these IP addresses. So normally you want to have some idea about the IP address. So IP address means internet protocol address. So to identify the computer device in the network, definitely you want to have the IP addresses. Hard copy and soft copy both are together we'll discuss. Hard copy means a printout of data stored in a computer. It's considered hard copy because it is exists physically on a paper. So while you are getting the printouts from the computer, it's called hard copy. That is the physical document, even you can touch and you can read. So where the soft copy is exists only electronically. So normally soft copy is exist only electronically. So the printout of documents are we are calling hard copy. Then soft copy. Soft copy is an electronic copy of some type of data, such as file viewed on the computer's display or transmit as an email attachment. Such material, when the printer is referred to as the hard copy. So normally while you are having the documents on your computer as a file, or maybe the image or video, whatever is it, that particular format is soft copy. So you can transfer through the pen drive, or maybe you can transfer through the email or some other kind of computing devices. But when is it printed, it's called hard copy. File, a collection of data or information that has a name called file name. So the collection of data or information you are storing under something, it's called file name. So almost all of the information stored in the computer must be in a file. So whatever is it, the Word or Excel or whatever is it, so all of the information you are storing in the computer is called file. There are many different type of files are there: data file, text file, program file, dictionary file, and so on. So different types of file store different types of information. For example, program files store program, whether text files store text. So normally whatever the information you are storing in the computer, so particular that document is called file. So jpg, that's mean image file. So some kind of video file, mb4, audio file, mp3. Likewise there are million types of file types are there. So those are called file. Folder. In computer, a folder is the virtual location for application, document, data, and other subfolders. So normally to organize the things on your computer, so we are having the folder. So that is the virtual location where the data are storing. So for your easiness, they are creating the folder. So whatever the document, whatever the file you are having, you can put it inside the folder. So folders are help to store and organize the file and data in the computer. The term is most commonly used with the graphical user interface operating system. So normally in the GUI based operating system, that means Windows, Linux, Unix. So those operating system, Max, those operating system, we are using this common name folder. So whatever the data we are having, so for the organized way, we are keeping inside the folder. That's all. So these are the basic things we have discussed today.